Hello, I'm Dr. Bodine Hedwards and I'm the Director of Enterprise and Immersion Initiatives at the Monash University Faculty of Arts, and I'm thrilled to be here taking you through the suite of international immersion experiences that you can undertake across the course of your degree. The Monash University Faculty of Arts are committed to ensuring that all students can access transformative international education experiences, regardless of your financial background, the degree you're studying, or the career you're pursuing. This commitment is at the heart of our global immersion opportunities. We have a suite of 4 credit initiatives that are designed to ensure that you have the opportunities to develop the skills, knowledge, and network to develop and lead solutions to contemporary local, regional, and global challenges. This means that developing the in-depth understanding of how your degree, skills, and networks can contribute to broader efforts to address our most pressing sustainability challenges, and the opportunity to learn from leaders both within the university and those on the front lines is integrated into your degree. While each unit is different and has a different academic theoretical basis, they are designed to help you think more creatively and innovatively about solutions to old and emerging challenges, and provide a space for you to apply that theoretical understanding to real-world situations and challenges throughout your degree. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to talk to you about a couple of different initiatives, including our multi-award-winning Global Immersion Guarantee Program, the Social Enterprise Challenge in the Indo-Pacific, Global Encounters, and the Human Security in the Pacific Program. First up, the Global Immersion Guarantee. Now, this is a transformative, funded overseas experience for every first-year student enrolled in eligible degrees at Monash University. The Global Immersion Guarantee is a 12 credit point unit that you can take at the end of your first year and includes a 2-week study experience to one of several countries, including the Pacific, India, Indonesia, Italy, Malaysia, or China. We pay for flights, accommodation, visas, and the associated program costs. You just have to cover some food and spending money. We know that regardless of the degree that you're studying or the career that you want to pursue, you will be part of the generation leading responses to the human impact on the environment. So as part of this program, we place you at the intersection between the environment, society, and technology to develop an in-depth understanding of the complexity and the challenges local organisations are facing in developing responses on the ground. There are 3 parts to this unit. You will complete a 3-week pre-departure program that introduces you to the country in which you're travelling to, the key sustainability challenges they're grappling with, and how local businesses, social enterprises, startups, governments, and other young people are developing solutions. Then, over the course of 2 weeks in that country, you'll be meeting with the leaders on the ground, implementing solutions to challenges like waste management, food and water security, mass urbanisation and tourism, climate change, and much more. You'll gain hands-on experience with innovative and sustainable solutions in highly localised contexts. During this time, you'll be pushed out of your comfort zone and we'll be asking you to apply your knowledge to real-world situations. Now, importantly, the gig is more than just an education program. You'll have the opportunity to develop lifelong friendships and professional networks that will be alongside you throughout your career. Now, a little bit more about each of the country programs. For those of you that select to go to the Pacific, you'll spend 2 weeks in Fiji. During your time here, you will travel around the island to meet local communities and organisations that are on the front lines of responding to the very immediate and very clear impact of climate change. For those that go to India, you'll be based with one of our 2 partners, the Tata Institute of Social Sciences or the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Bombay. Using these 2 campuses as a base, you will undertake a series of seminars with local experts on rural and urban development in one of the most densely populated cities in the world. You'll then travel to different parts of the city to see firsthand the impact of mass urbanisation, the impact that that has on different groups in society, and how they are working to mitigate that impact. The Indonesia program takes place over 2 cities. You land in the cultural capital, Yogyakarta, where you will meet with organisations and young people implementing solutions at the local and regional level to challenges such as mass tourism and urbanisation. Then, in the second week, you travel to the political capital, Jakarta, where you will be learning about the impact of climate change and the sinking of the city as a result. You'll hear directly from those developing solutions at both the government and grassroots level. For those that travel to Italy, you'll be based at the Monash Prato Centre, where you will travel to either Venice to hear about water management and security, to the Cinque Terre, where you will understand the impact and response to mass tourism, or to Siena, the hub of Italy's response to the Sustainable Development Goals. In Malaysia, you'll be based at the Monash Malaysia campus, where you will gain an insight into the local and Indigenous responses to environmental degradation as a result of mass tourism and urbanisation. As a part of this, you'll visit local communities to understand how they are preserving their cultural heritage and the lands in the face of these challenges. Should you go to China, you'll be based at the Shanghai Jiaotong campus in Shanghai to explore how this incredibly dynamic cosmopolitan city has integrated sustainability into urban planning and community and business practices.
At the heart of the Global Immersion Guarantee are people-to-people relationships, and you can see that in all kinds of ways. Our students are having transformative experiences because they are developing these people-to-people relationships while they are in country.
We're working with people from different countries, sharing ideas because everyone has a different story to tell.
The relationships are about people. It comes down to people engagement, personal relationships, how we understand other cultures, how we engage with them. And I think the NCP gets, and what Monash is doing here, gets right to the heart of that.
Books are very good and videos are very good, but when you smell the air, you see the people's faces, you develop different frameworks with thoughts, and you're able to change your subconscious just because it's right there in front of you.
I think what's really beautiful and exciting to see here today and throughout this whole visit by Monash here is that it's really brought to life what was just a few years ago an idea. The new Colombo plan makes wonderful logic on paper and as a policy, but it's not until you get here on the ground and you see the kinds of relationships and the kinds of dynamic collaboration that Monash has been able to achieve here that you realise how wonderful the deliverables are.
One of the aims of the unit is to get students to apply their theoretical learning in real-world situations, and I sat through multiple student presentations that really demonstrated just an incredible grasp of the complexity and the nuance of India in terms of both its social, political, historical and really localised grassroots context.
I chose India because I felt as if it was a very contrasting culture. Spending time here in a program that's structured and teaches you about the culture concurrently to being in the city was going to be really beneficial.
We want to challenge them, we want to engage them, and we want to give them these kinds of experiences. And the idea is for students to work in collaboration and partnership with our stakeholders and partners in all of those locations so they can richly experience and engage with so many of the key issues, not in abstract, but in application.
And it's absolutely fantastic. The program which Monash has set up here with IIT Bombay and with TIS to bring such a large and dynamic and interested set of people here, I think it gets right to the heart of where we want to be taking the Australia-India relationship.
And so we want to partner with those who can see the value of supporting such a program. It means that we can give this opportunity to all eligible students.
Monash funds pretty much the entire trip. All we've had to pay for is our own food here. Even that, a lot of it has been supplied. So I've been able to enjoy the trip without having to worry about budgeting and money.
International education is expensive, and that often discounts students who otherwise would love to go but simply don't have the means to support it.
If it wasn't for the gig program, I might not have had this opportunity, not for a very long time. And I think that's so important, and I'm so grateful, and I encourage anyone who has been in a situation like me that hasn't had the means to travel to jump on the program, because it is 100% worth it. I've had the time of my life here.
It builds strong and enduring institutional linkages, and it also fosters and encourages a whole lot of personal individual experiences here in India, which will increase India literacy in Australia in an intelligent and engaged cohort of students, which will then just bleed through to the broader community. And so I think it's an initiative to be applauded what Monash is doing here in Mumbai.
The gig program too, it's very hands-on. You're not just sitting there doing lectures, and I've met amazing people, amazing children.
It's a privilege for all the kids to see them and make new friends from overseas and make international friends. It builds a really strong community. We aim to promote Australian rules football to the underprivileged kids in the government school where they don't even have a physical education teacher, where the sport is not more important for them.
When students return back into the classroom, we expect they'll ask different questions. They'll take different lenses to whatever area they are studying. And we believe that is where we will be able to see the greatest change of our students.
Seeing that the way that non-government organisations gave back to the community that really needed their help, I was really taken aback at their selfless work, and it was really an inspiration for me to pursue teaching. So I intend to do a double degree of education and arts so that I'm able to give back to the community the same way I saw them do that.
And I hope that all of the students come away from their collaboration here with new ideas and new ways of doing things that will colour their whole experience through further study.
It will shape the choices that we make from now until the end of our degree in terms of what we'd like to study and even the areas that we'd like to go into as a career.
I've definitely put into perspective what I want to do personally in my life and stuff, and I want to change my degree now to arts and law because I'm so passionate about human rights, and I didn't realise how much it was how important it was to me until now.
This Global Immersion Guarantee has really given me the opportunity to see what impact the things that I'm studying actually have on different corners of the earth.
A border isn't a border anymore, I think, so we need to have more discourse and critical thinking across borders.
It was so much more than an academic experience, and I think provided a platform for students to develop lifelong friendships.
Monash is the only university that actually does a program like this, so it's quite unique.
At Monash and Arts, there's so many opportunities, and this is just one of them. This is just the beginning.
The Global Immersion Guarantee is available to all Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Global Studies students on all of their associated double degrees in order to take our students out into the world to study the intersection of society, technology and the environment, whether that be here in Mumbai, in India, in Malaysia, in China, in Indonesia or in Italy.
In this day and age, it's so important that in the globalised world we're collaborating and working together to combat issues surrounding poverty, sustainability and environment, and Global Immersion Guarantee really gives us the opportunity to do that, and I think it has motivated us all to aspire to create change as our career.
Now importantly, the GIG program is just one of a suite of programs that you can undertake across your degree. In your second year, you can participate in the Social Enterprise Challenge in the Indo-Pacific. The Social Enterprise Challenge in the Indo-Pacific, or CCAP, is a 3-week virtual experiential initiative that will provide you with hands-on experience establishing a social enterprise or solution that can have immediate social impact. In cross-cultural, interdisciplinary teams of students from across the Indo-Pacific, you'll be engaging in an intensive incubator program. Based on the principles of design thinking, frugal innovation, and rapid prototyping, the program focuses on creating tangible solutions to real-world challenges. Over the course of the program, you'll attend in-depth panel discussions to learn from leaders in the business, government, and non-government sector, participate in hands-on skills bazaars, and work with leading industry mentors from around the world to better understand contemporary challenges, develop and test your ideas and assumptions, and then make, break, and recreate solutions to those challenges. Delivered entirely online, the CCAP program is going to prepare you for a rapidly changing contemporary workplace. Through the program, you'll be developing the skills to effectively operate and engage in virtual teams made up from colleagues and partners based around the region.
So the way the world is going right now, it's clearly very unsustainable. You look around and you see 1,000 things that need fixing and 1,000 things that need changing. And you kind of want to be the person to fix all those things and change all those things.
The Social Enterprise Challenge in the Asia Pacific is about ensuring that young people can develop the skills, knowledge and networks to establish solutions to key challenges in innovative and sustainable ways.
The CCAP is a 2-week hands-on program that provides an opportunity for students from around the world to come together to develop a social enterprise that will address our region's most pressing challenges.
You have ideas, you have solutions, but where do you even start? And that's why I chose to join CCAP, to find that starting point.
I joined this program because I want to increase my knowledge and experience in the field of entrepreneurship.
At the heart of CCAP is the opportunity for students to connect with like-minded students from all around the Indo-Pacific region in genuine ways.
So CCAP overall was an amazing experience. Firstly, the fact that we could get over 100 people across 3 different time zones to come together every single day on a virtual platform and collaborate, and that kind of showed the kind of commitment and dedication everyone had to it, and that was very motivating in itself.
Around 100 students participated in a range of intensive skill development sessions focused on building prototypes, frugal innovation, design thinking, effective communication, and much more. Using materials only that they had in their homes, students worked in their cross-cultural and interdisciplinary teams to do a deep dive into regional problems, test their assumptions, and create a solution. Alongside this, we brought together industry mentors to help students move through the process, from ideation all the way through to effectively pitching their idea.
The mentors are very friendly and really help us in the progress of the team. The speakers were also very professional and mastered the material so that every question that we asked could be answered properly, even by providing examples.
I think the best thing about working with a team was just getting to actually hear about the experiences from people from all around the world, like from Indonesia and India.
I just wanted to say hi and let you know how valuable programs like CCAP are, both for you and the countries involved. Young people like you are an exciting future and help bring our cultures together. I know it's been a crazy 12 months, so it's even more important that we look beyond our borders and build our international relationships.
We know that the ability to work virtually and collaborate effectively will be a vital skill for students entering the workplace. And the CCAP program provides the opportunity to develop these skills in a real-world setting.
Just getting to hear everyone's amazing ideas that they came up with for all different types of solutions was so inspiring, and it really got me thinking about what more I can do just personally.
What sets CCAP apart is that students will have to apply this as they work in the cross-cultural, interdisciplinary teams that will characterise contemporary workplaces in the future.
You'll gain so many new life skills and so many professional and academic skills that you'll be able to use throughout the rest of your life.
It just made problem solving as a whole a lot more accessible. And now I find myself looking at things and thinking, hey, I could solve that. And that's probably my biggest takeaway of all.
In either your second or third year, you can then undertake the Global Encounters program. Now, this is designed to ensure that you can understand, engage, and apply concepts of Indigenous knowledge, traditional practices, and social entrepreneurship approaches to contemporary efforts to address local and regional challenges. It provides a platform to acquire a general knowledge of Indigenous practices and history that will offer solutions to climate change, food and water insecurity, inequality, and other sustainable development challenges. Grounded in the expertise of the Monash Indigenous Studies Centre and the incredible work being undertaken by Laureate Professor Lynette Russell, you'll complete a range of online modules and engagement activities, and then undertake a field site visit to meet directly with and learn from Indigenous social entrepreneurs, community leaders, and young people in Melbourne, Arnhem Land, and Makassar. Further, by exploring these ancient encounters between Indigenous communities in Australia and Indonesia in particular, you'll be working to recognise and critically evaluate current intellectual traditions in Indigenous studies in national and international contexts and apply these to real-world contemporary problems and the creation of opportunities. The final unit that I'm going to speak to you about today is the Human Security in the Pacific Unit, or HIP. The HIP unit will help provide an in-depth understanding to the Pacific region, the Australia-Pacific Partnership, and the important policies and strategies that underpin our broader regional engagement. Based around the strategic policies underpinning relationships between Australia and the region, students will become familiar with the principles and priorities set by the Pacific Islands themselves and see the complexity of some of the most pressing challenges firsthand. On arrival into your host country, you will undertake a combination of seminars, workshops, and field trips, again, to see firsthand the nature of the responses to climate change and disaster resilience, establishing food and water security, strengthening criminal justice institutions, and increasing access to renewable energy. By undertaking this unit, you will then also be eligible to apply for an Australia Pacific Youth Leadership Program to be held every 2 years in different Pacific host countries. As part of this program, you'll develop the skills, knowledge, and networks to continue to build relationships between Australia and the Pacific nations. We hope that you are as excited about starting your degree with the Monash University Faculty of Arts as we are about you joining us, not only for your degree, but for the suite of incredible opportunities that we want to help provide.